right, I think we are there. Let's see if I can pull it up. Okay, perfect. We are live. Sorry about that. A little technical. YouTube did not want to play nice with me. All right, so it is 6:30, so we will go ahead and begin. If you have any questions, if you're logged in to YouTube in your Gmail account, you can leave those in the comments and I will answer those. If not, we'll just go through Google Classroom on the student side that you guys would see as parents. Basically how to upload a document, how to upload a video. We will also do that from an iOS, so an iPhone, which will be the same way in the iPad as well, which again, Google Classroom does have an app, and that can be on any device that has internet, so an Android. You can even do it on PS4. It's not recommended, as it should be basically in an iOS device like an iPad, Android, or a laptop, Chromebook, tablet. So yes, Miss James, I'm sorry. I am Mr. Murphy. I am the computer teacher and religion teacher for 5th and 6th grade here. And basically, we wanted to get up on the ball. This does not mean that we are having online school. It's just to get you guys to see and get used to what your students are using as technology. So we are a Google school. We have G Suite for Education. All pre-K through 8th grade has access to that. Some services are turned off for certain grades, which is basically Gmail. We only have that on for 4th through 8th grade. Other than that, they do have access. If you need their password, you can always email me through Fast Direct, and I can give you that access, or of course, you can ask your child as well for that. But this will show you guys just the ins and out of Google Classroom on your side. So we will get started. I'm going to share my screen and show you how we can log in. And I'm going to log in basically to Google Drive first, which again, Google Drive just holds basically everything. It's the cloud. So anything your student creates, your child creates on a Google Doc, even in the Google Classroom, if they create something a teacher shares, will be a folder within the Google Drive. I'm going to share my second screen here because I do have multiple screens. And yes, this will be posted as well. It is being recorded and saved. So that way you can always go back to this video. So this is where you would need to log in for your child. Accounts.google.com will get you there. And how we log in is very simple. It's their first name, last initial, @student.strpdschool.org. That is their account. Now, how we get in, we will share, of course, if they are new students, their account information with you and your child when they come to school. But it's very simple. They can access this anywhere, again, with a device. So I set up a student account just to test this classroom out. And then I would have to put the password in. Whoops. I did type it in, right? This is awkward. One second. Find out why we did have a glitch earlier. If I can log in right. I did spell it right. Sorry about that. There it is. Yes. I had Butterfingers. I typed it wrong. There we go. Sorry about that. All right, so now this is the Google Drive. Obviously, this is a test student's account, so there is not much in here right now. How we would get to Google Classroom is very simple. We call this the waffle up here, just what we call it in the Google Apps world. Doesn't really look like a waffle, but this will have everything the students need. You will scroll down and Google Classroom is right here at the very end. You can get to Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slide, and Gmail if they do have it. They do have access to Calendar, so if they need to put any assignments, also Google Classroom does have that, where if an assignment is due, it will automatically be put into their calendar. So you can also see that and link that up if you want to see when things are due from teachers when they post it. So we're going to go into Google Classroom. And what you'll notice here, this will be at the beginning if you're a new student. And they will say they're a student since this is a new account. Now what we have here is I have this professional development classroom set up. When I put in as a teacher, I can put in their email addresses and it'll ask to add them. What you will have to do then is then go in and they will have to accept that. And all I have to do is hit join. And once I hit join and let Google do its thing here, I'm now in the classroom. Students can post comments. Some teachers do turn those off just so it doesn't get very garbaged in here, because basically if a student comments, this will keep scrolling down and down and down, and then they can't find the top tier. Like if a teacher posted something, they'll lose it. So this is the stream. The stream has everything in it. So if a teacher posts an assignment, the stream will show it right in there. I like to go to classwork. I'll be able to see everything that's due. There is two things here. I like the topics and view your work. Topics are great, and the teachers will use those if they have important information. So like I put on here religion website. The student can click on that and it will automatically have the link for that website. That way they don't have to constantly find it. Oh, where was that site at? They posted it 5 times ago and it gets lost because you would have to scroll down to the last assignment and see it. So the topics, basically what that creates is a pinned area so that way you can get to assets very fast. Same thing, since I teach computers here, code.org would be another one that I would want the kids to access very fast. They can click on that site and it will open up that website for them. So instead of the teacher having to type it each time, they can say, okay, go to the topics and click on that website and you have easier access. So now for assignments. This is, again, classwork is all your assignments that you have. So notice we have multiple assignments here that we posted. Very simply, it says that you will go to code.org and work on this lesson. And this is the code.org. This is under that, topics. So if teachers organize, they can go under that topic, let's say reading. If the topic's reading's over here, they can click on reading and they'll know and see all the assignments with that topic. That's not necessarily how all teachers will do it, because they will organize their Google Classroom the way they see is best for them and their students. That is just one way of doing it. To get out of that, all I had to do was click classwork and it would come back up to you. Now, as you can see, I have assignments that are due. They are due July 24th, July 24th, July 24th. They would also have a time if the teacher put a time that they were due, like say 3 p.m., 4 p.m., anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Google Doc. Again, this is very simple. It works on iPad. I don't suggest it on the phones, but you can work on a Google Doc on your phone. It is, of course, a smaller screen, so it may not be best, but if you have a tablet, Android tablet or an iOS tablet, it will work on there as well. Now, this just gives a generic description. It says, okay, this is what the assignment has to do. It says, now that summer is over and school is starting, your assignment is to create a Google Doc story of a fun time that you had over the summer. In order for me to do this assignment as a student, if I click View Assignment, this is the area that I can add everything. I can mark it as done as well. Now, since I am the student, I need to create a Google Doc. in order to give it to the teacher. Now, some teachers may give you a template to follow, so then that will be there already for you. If not, then what they have to do is hit add and a doc, and it says create new there. And we'll let that load, and it's going to create a doc with my name on it, which says test student, and it would have your student's name on it. And then how I would go and create that, all I have to do is click on it, and it will bring me to that document. And this is basically just like Word. Now, of course, it is very different, but as you can see, I can change the font, I can change the size, I can make it bold, italicized, underlined, I can change the color. Whatever the teacher requires me to do, I can do. I can make it centered, offset, I can change my line spacings if my teachers want 1.5 or 2. I can change all that. I can make bullet points, pretty much everything that Word does. What's great about this is if there's a power outage, or say the computer accidentally turns off, it automatically saves if you look up here. The last edit was made seconds ago. It will automatically save. So if I type last edit was seconds ago, it will automatically save, and it says right up here, save to drive. All right, so say I'm done. I wrote that down. There's 2 ways of turning this in. I can come back here and turn in here, or I can turn it right in from the document where it says turn in. I turn in, it will bring me right back to that Google Classroom. It'll say, are you good? Do you need to write any conversations to your teacher if you're stuck? If not, you hit turn in. Let Google do its work, and then it will say unsubmit, and you officially have it turned into the teacher. If you did that accidentally before it was due, you can hit unsubmit, and it will come back to you. But they must hit turn in again, otherwise it will be late if the teacher put a date or time on it. And that's it for a Google Doc. Very simple. Again, now all I have to do is if I go to my drive.google.com, my document's right there already. And notice, like I told you, the Google Classroom created that folder. Here's my class, and I can see my doc in there as well. We'll get on out of that. Click on my and classwork. And the next thing is a video. So I know this was a little confusing last time for some people. How we add a video is 1 of 3 different ways. If they're on an iOS device, I will show that with my phone here in a little bit. I will share my phone for that. But I'll show you how to do it on a computer, and it's the same way with a Chromebook. They'll just look a little different because of how the structure is. So I'm just going to view this assignment, and I'm going to add again. So this is a video. If it is my computer that I created a video, or I had a webcam that I was able to record myself with on the computer, I would hit add, choose the file. Then I would say upload from my computer. I would select files, find my videos or wherever I saved it as, click on that video, hit open. It's right up top here now, and hit upload. Wait for it. And there it is, upload it, and then all I do is hit turn in. Do you want to turn it in? Yes. And that assignment's done. All I have to do to go back to that classroom is hit professional development up here, which is my class. Go back to classwork. And I can see turned in, assigned. So that's how you know if you look at your student's Google Classroom, if they turned in the work or if they still have not done it. You can also sign up. You can ask the teacher to put in for Guardian, and you can get a weekly or daily email of when assignments are posted, how the student's doing, when stuff is graded. All right, so now I'm going to share my phone with you guys. So I'm going to end this sharing screen real quick. And we're going to share my phone so I can show you how to upload from an iOS device. There. right, and you should see my phone now. I have all my Google right in a Google folder. So right now what comes up is obviously my account, Mr. Murphy's account. So say if you have multiple students and you take the video on your phone, all you have to do is click up top where you see my picture of me, click that and you'll see the accounts that you have. You can add multiple of your students to your phone by add another account. And all you would have to do is type in their credentials. And their password. And we're in. Then I click on that classroom. Then I go to that classwork page, click create that video. And since I already submitted it, I need to unsubmit it so I can show you how to do it through the phone. So now it's the same way. Add an attachment, file, or you can use your camera or pick a photo. So if I hit pick photo, it will have all my photos and I can find the video through like my videos or photo. And I would click on my photo that I want to choose, let that load in. And then hit turn in. And that assignment is done. It is as simple as that. You will have to scroll through and look. I am not for sure how it works on an Android. I do not have an Android personally, but it should work the same because the app is the same way. Obviously, the structure of an Android may be different on trying to find the video, but you will use that camera. Those options should be there, and then you can upload via that way as well. And again, this will work on the iPad as well. All right, so that is that portion. I'm going to go ahead and stop here and check some questions if we have anything. So for the guardians, you will need to email the teachers when they have it set up, and they will put your email in there. Normally, if one teacher does it, it will go across every other teacher's account too. And then that you would get an email from Google. I'll share out in Fast Direct Google's instructions for that, because you can set it up multiple ways. I don't have that available right now with me, but you can do it daily, weekly, and usually the weekly one is on Friday, and it will show you pretty much, your student turned this in, or no, this is late. Why did basically this is late, or they turned it in, or if a teacher posts an assignment, you can get that right then and there as well through an email. I do not believe you have to have a Gmail account. They might have changed that though. I will find that out as well and put that in Fast Direct too. So I will make sure of that. I believe they did require that. I am unsure about the Chromebooks. That will be, Ms. Aboli will probably deal with that as the need arise. Obviously, we do not have enough. We have 90 at our disposal. So the children will share them, and of course, they will get disinfected before another student uses them. But we're hoping, to improve our technology, and Ms. Aboli is really, really into that as well, of working with our technology. Of course, probably if we do have another closure, hopefully we don't, and we stay open, we will probably do checkout again. But of course, when that needs arise, we will cross that for the Chromebooks. So our last one that I have is if a teacher created already a Google Doc for you, what does the student do? So it's basically the same way that we create a doc, but what's going to happen is the student does not have to go and create a doc. So if you notice here, I have since I'm a religion teacher, I already had this at my disposal. So I would upload this document and I would tell the students, okay, read the Bible verse and answer the questions. Okay, so all the student has to do is click on this, and it automatically creates a doc for them. It will have their name right up here, and that's how it does not get confused at all. So then all the student has to do is read what it says. Okay, read Genesis 3, then answer these questions. And all they have to do, unless the teacher tells them to do it a specific way, is hit enter, get rid of that, and then answer the questions. I'm just going to say the garden right now. But they can answer, they can change the color so the teacher can see it better, change the size like that. However, your student feel comfortable. Also, it depends on the teacher as well. But this is a document that has already been created by the teacher that they want them to type on. Again, it's easier this way for me, but again, it's the same way in turning in as well. All I have to do is once I answer all these questions as the student, if I hit turn in, it will bring me back to that Google Classroom, and all I have to do is hit turn in. Now, say if I did these questions, I answered all 9 of these. I closed it out. I can still turn in if I hit view assignment. This document is still linked to me, so I can hit turn in this way as well. So there is 2 ways that you can turn in that Google Doc. I can do it when I'm in the Google Doc or back in the classroom, either way, because Google saves automatically, so it is wherever you are, you can turn it in, which is nice. That way, if they don't want to open up the document, they can just go into Google Classroom and hit turn in, and it's done. That's pretty much the ins and outs of Google Classroom. Like I said, I will post the Guardian emails summaries on options, because I believe there is 3 options that you can get for those. Like I said, all you would have to do is ask the teacher, and they would easily put your email in under your student when they add them. We have a section as teachers that we can put students in, and I can show you that here real quick, just so you see that. Let me get rid of that and open up a new tab. So if I go to classroom.google.com, under people as a parent, the teacher will invite you. They would put your email address in. You would get an email from Google saying accept it. You would have to accept it, and then in that it will tell you what do you want. Do you want it weekly? Do you want it daily? How would you like it? I know the weekly one does come out on Friday. I believe it's like at 4 o'clock, I believe it was, that you'll get the email on that for weekly. Daily, I'm not sure the time. But like I said, you will know, basically it'll give you a summary of what's going on. Okay, here's the assignments that are going on. But of course, you can log in as your student and see the assignments as well. Do we have any other questions about Google Classroom? Okay, well, I'm going to move on to our Google Slides. I showed you Google Docs. Google Slides basically is PowerPoint that they can use. It's a little different, but if a teacher asks them to create a presentation, it's very easy. They can insert pictures from the web, search from the web, photos. If they take pictures, they can put in there. They can format it in any way. This is a lot easier. I use it usually at the beginning to ask questions and get to know the students more, or tell them, what did you do over the summer? Just to do a little creative way. But this is basically a PowerPoint. How they can turn it in is very simple, just like the Google Doc. Remember, if we came in there, all you would have to do is hit add and then say, from my drive. Then from your drive, you would pick that slideshow and turn it in if the teacher asks you that way. It's the same way on your phone as well. All you have to do is say from your drive, click on it, you're good to go. don't think there is really anything else through Google Classroom. There is grades that you can log in and see. I don't think through the Guardian you can see grades. I will double check that because, of course, they are changing a lot every day. If you see a feature as a parent, you can always hit the question mark that is down on the left-hand side and submit to Google if you think something needs to be better. Google does like to get information from users to help improve. So they are improving each and every day. They have a lot of changes. Before, that topics page that I told you about used to be called About. Well, they got rid of that, and I didn't even see that, and I had to relearn about topics. So they do change very fast and very pacely, which is nice and useful. But of course, we had to stay on top of it, and we can keep doing webinars and answer questions as well. If there's no other questions about Google Classroom, then that would be it for today. If you guys do have any questions or think of any questions after the fact, you can always email me, jmurphy@strpdschool.org, or on Fast Direct. I believe it's Joe Murphy that I'm under there. Just click that and give me a Fast Direct message. I have no problem answering your questions. If you get stuck, if you need any help, if your student needs any help that they're working on assignment, just shoot me an email and I will answer that. And if I don't know it, I will get the answer for you. Other than that, thank you guys for joining us. Again, this is recorded so that way you can go back and see, and it will be there for your use. I will post it. I'll give you the email and Fast Direct link, and then post it in our parents page and on my Google site that we have at parents.strpdschool.org or classrooms.strpdschool.org. I'll post that on there as well for you. Thank you guys, and I hope to see your students soon, and hopefully you guys are all staying healthy. Thanks for joining.